Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, after receiving a vision of violence and murder, Virginia has decided to play detective. Hopefully that won't lead to someone investigating her murder. Tonight's movie, The Psychic.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Yeah! So far this year has definitely been full of cuts, and sluts, and tonight, we are going to review a movie from the godfather of Gore himself, not Herschel Gordon Lewis, but the other godfather of Gore, the one, the only Italian stallion of the stabby, or more like the throat rip and the eye gouge. But anyways, and that is Lucio Fulci. But instead of one of his blood-soaked endeavors, we are going to do one of his giallos. Yes, see, Lucio Fulci is known for more than just gore. He is a painter who paints a wide variety of paintings, and one of them is the movie The Psychic, otherwise known as the Seven Black Notes, or when I first watched it, it was called Murder in the Tune of Seven Black Notes. But anyways, so what is The Psychic about? Well, it starts off with a girl having a vision of her mother jumping off of a cliff to her death. And lo and behold, that vision came to pass, or actually happened right when she was having that vision. And so she now grows up believing that she has this psychic ability to see things. And because of that, she sees I guess I would say a psychiatrist to help her figure out, what's real, what's not, things like that. Anyways, she is now married to a wealthy Italian man, and on her way back home from dropping off her husband at the airport, she has a very strong vision of pictures of people, of murder, of someone getting walled into a crevice, a room with a broken mirror and a hole in the wall. So anyways, she's, of course, this really freaks her out while she's driving. She kind of faints. Anyways, she's fine. And to kind of, help put things behind her, to get her mind off of it, she decides that she was going to give a gift to her husband by renovating an estate that her husband owns but hasn't been used for years. She is, after all, an interior decorator. And so she goes to this place, and all of a sudden, she finds things to be quite familiar. In fact, she recognizes room from the vision. She recognizes the mirror, but it's not broken. She recognizes a whole bunch of things. And of course, the wall, that doesn't have a hole in it. But, she gets it in her mind. So what she does is she takes I believe a pickaxe, and she breaks through the wall, and lo and behold, she discovers the decayed body of a human being. And so, of course, this triggers a series of events which puts her husband as the prime suspect in that person's murder, and she is hell-bent on putting the pieces together, find out what's going on, who's responsible for this act, and also to clear her husband's name. So there you go. Let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I am going to give this one a 1 out of 5. It is not very bloody. There's a little bit of blood, but most of the death happens off screen, and so it is very, very light. However, that's not what really drives this movie, and we'll talk about that later, but it is quite a surprise for people who are used to Lucio Fulci, because they tend to think of things as more blood-soaked and gory. There are no deoculations in this movie, sadly, but anyways, 1 out of 5. Moving on to shock value, and, you know, I've said it one time, I'll say it a million times about giallos. It's not about the jump scares, it's about the suspense, the tension, the atmosphere, and so this one is just a 1 out of 5. The shocks are going to be in the twist ending and how the story unfolds, but it's, you know, it is what it is. This is not like the genre's bread and butter. And sometimes the giallos will make up for that by creating shocking spectacle. And, you know, unlike some other well-received Fulci giallos, there isn't any, like, real spectacle shock moments. We're not talking about certain hospital scenes in movies with women and lizards and skins. But anyways, I'm not saying that there's lizards or skins involved in that. But anyways, so moving on, 1 out of 5. Plot is a 5 out of 5. And that is what this is what drives the movie. This is what makes the movie. It is an intricate story, a mystery, you know, we enjoy following along as she tries to piece together the puzzle, and she only has some of the pieces. She doesn't have all the pieces to the puzzle, and as pieces are being placed and as other pieces are revealed, our perspectives change, her perspectives change, and the story twists along, and things you thought you knew, you didn't know, you didn't actually know, and things you thought you knew weren't actually there, things like that. Just wonderfully mulled together into a very suspenseful, intense climax. I mean, the last act of the movie is quite nail-biting, and up till the last second of the movie, up to the rolling of the credits, you know, you are just kind of like, whoa. So yeah, the strongest part of the movie, 5 out of 5. Moving on to acting, I am going to give it a 4 out of 5. Like our main character, I think she does a great job of being someone that we relate to, that we root for, that we understand her motivations. And we get along and we live vicariously through her work, trying to figure out this stuff. And the supporting cast, from her psychiatrist to her sister-in-law, all trying to figure out what's going on, helping her out in ways. Also do a wonderful job, almost perfect. 4 out of 5. And honestly, it's the plot and the acting in this movie that really drive. It's the characters and the story and the mystery and the suspense that makes this one. Mwah. Anyways, moving on to Nudity. Nudity is a 0 out of 5. Honestly, I don't really see any opportunity for it in this movie. I mean, you could have probably sort of crowbarred in. That was me doing a crowbar, by the way. Crowbar in a sex scene or something like that. But in reality, not necessary. And honestly, the movie doesn't need it. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been welcome, but I'm just saying this is one of the situations where, you know, it's the strength of the other parts of this movie definitely will overcome any lack of bonus content, especially the salacious type. So, there you go, 0 out of 5. Moving on to enjoyment factor, I am going to give this a 5 out of 5. I love this movie. I loved this movie the first time I watched it. I loved it the second time, the third time watching it for this, and it is great. I mean, you throw around the word masterpiece a lot. It is definitely a masterwork. Is it his greatest giallo? I mean, like, the other, there's an argument to be made. Maybe they're both masterpieces, Just one is greater than the other, and we'll let people decide that. But it is a spectacular movie that I enjoy watching and find little extra stuff each time I watch it. And it's one of those movies that doesn't need to rely on the violence and the gore and the nudity. And like some giallos, it doesn't even need to rely on elaborate set pieces or creative deaths and things like that. It's just good, old-fashioned murder, mystery, suspense, tension. And it's got it in spades. 5 out of 5. My overall impression is a 5 out of 5. Definitely one of those movies that that does the work with no frills. No frills. It is like a beautifully sculpted meal that doesn't need any like extra sauce, doesn't need any like extra sides, doesn't need to be paired with a wine to make it complete. The meal itself is complete just the way it is, right off of the cook's stove or oven and right onto your plate for you to eat up and love. So 5 out of 5, and that averages out to a 3 out of 5, which is very respectable, especially if you're not getting bonus points. I mean, not even respectable. It's spectacular. A 3 out of 5 with practically 0 bonus points is just phenomenal. And there you have it. It's a phenomenal movie. I suggest you watch it. If you're a fan of murder mysteries, watch it. If you're a fan of giallos, watch it. If you're a fan of Lucio Fulci, watch it to expand your grasp of Lucio Fulci movies. Go beyond just the gore fests. And maybe even go beyond the horror. Watch some of his action films. Watch some of his comedies. He is a talented director who's not brushing with just one set of paints. So there you go. The Psychic. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. All that rigmarole that you're not going to do anyways. So why do I even bother? Because I've been programmed to say it. Programmed to say it. YouTube algorithm. Anyways, so thank you once again for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And until next time, Internet, you guys stay scary. And also, I know it's a thing in these movies where the protagonist always seems to just break into people's homes, and it inevitably gets them into trouble. But also, yes, it can often reveal clues that are essential to unraveling the mystery. But I'm just gonna say, don't do it. Don't do it. It's too much of a risk. It's like literally, just don't break into people's homes. Get the police to do this. Where are the police in these movies? Why are the police such bad at solving cases, and yet some layperson can just figure it all out? I mean, I know there's other things involved, but I'm just saying. Anyway, rah!